If you asked me about global Jewry a month ago, what would have sprung to mind? Well, Israel probably, maybe Russia, the Ukraine. Ask me now, and I'll tell you about the passionate and vibrant Jewish communities of Latin America. This summer, I was lucky enough to travel to Chile and Argentina, and while 7 days may not seem like a lot of time to fully immerse yourself in a Jewish community, I'd say that JDC Entwine helped us do a pretty great job. Our trip began in Santiago, Chile, a community that is home to 16,000 Jews. It's not a large number, especially compared to the 300,000 Palestinians that also reside there, but the passion that drives that community is unparalleled. We met with young activists who are advocating to educate the general population about Israel and Judaism and fighting the stereotypes that the media projects every day. The United States is not alone in advocating for the state of Israel. The Jews of Chile are deeply passionate Zionists, one example of their enduring commitment being Bomba Israel, the only Jewish fire station outside of Israel. There are firefighters in Santiago who are volunteering to save lives every day, and they are trained to do so through Jewish values. Every time we left the tour bus, we were reminded to take off or hide any Jewish insignias to avoid being victims of anti-Semitic attention. I'm grateful that as an American Jew, I can feel comfortable wearing my Magen David every day, generally without a second thought. Something I put in my metaphorical suitcase was gratitude for that privilege. We arrived to Argentina and were introduced to a Jewish community of 200,000. The Jewish spaces of Argentina were a little less hidden than the sites we visited in Chile, from a Jewish day school to the Asociación Mutual Israelita Argentina, the equivalent to our JCC. And don't even get me started on their Hillel. Can I request a transfer? From kosher restaurants to beautiful Shabbat services, the Jewish community in Buenos Aires is visibly lively and flourishing. This isn't to say that Argentina is unaffected by anti-Semitism. 2 terrorist attacks devastated AMIA back in the 90s. But if there's anything we learned about this community, it's of their resilience. They rebuilt the center twice and are stronger than ever. Of course, the trip is radically improved by a wonderful group of people and strong leadership, both of which I was lucky enough to experience on this trip. This group of young Jewish professionals were some of the most open, curious, and accepting people I've had the pleasure of knowing. Our trip leaders helped foment that explorative environment and taught us that forming a strong group dynamic has to do with both its emotional and its physical elements, demonstrated explicitly by my willingness to lean on a net of rope held only by my peers. This trip made me feel supported by my North American peers, by the Latin American Jewish community, and by the knowledge of the tightly knit worldwide web of Jews who are invested in global Jewish responsibility. At its core, this is what JDC Entwine seeks to do, to reinforce and build our world's sense of global Jewish responsibility and encourage everyone to invest in each other. The amount of relief work we learned about in every corner of the globe is staggering, and everyone walked away from this experience more aware and presumably more inspired about our stake and our role in the global Jewish community. So what else is in my suitcase besides some colorful new paintings and jewelry? I have knowledge of the robust Jewish communities in Latin America and their commitment to the religious and cultural aspects of Judaism. I have dreams that we can continue to bolster these communities, form partnerships, and support individuals, including one particular Chilean activist we met whose dream it is to go to APAC Policy Conference. I have aspirations to connect with the significant population of Latin Jews at the University of Miami and to continue to learn about their experiences. And I feel empowered to take my learning experience as a participant and utilize it in my role as a leader and educator.